Welcome everybody. How are you? How are you? You at the right place at the right time. If you can see me, press 1, and if you can hear me, press 2. If you can see me, press 1, and if you can hear me, press 2. You at the right place at the right time. You are at the number one home for personal development. This is Coin Gang Ministries. My name is Ken Billions, and I promise you that you are in good hands. Shout out to you and your family. Hopefully, you are being appreciated and never tolerated. Shout out to you. Again, this is the number one home for personal development. This is ministry for the abstract mind. And I want to promise you, I want to give you a sincere promise that this is a safe space for everybody out there that has an out the box philosophy. I don't care who you're dating. I don't care what you look like. Personal development is for everybody. Rich, poor, white, black, doesn't matter about your hair texture, doesn't matter about the region you was born in. Personal development is for the rich man. Personal development is for the dude trying to get his weight up. Personal development is for the girl with the big butt. Personal development is for the girls with the pancake ass. It don't even matter. Personal development is for everybody. You at the right place at the right time. This is a place where you come in ordinary, but you leave extraordinary. Shout out to you. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. Please, if you are a mother or a father, please keep your babies close. You know how we feel about that over here, right? We take the job and the role as a parent very serious, and it is definitely an honor. So if you have babies, please keep them close. Keep them close. And if you have someone in your life that's loving on you, let them, because this love thing is very, very, very difficult, right? We got a great conversation today. Shout out to all the supporters, whether you super chat, whether you cash app, you book sessions, you press the like button, or you share, or even if you're watching from the cloud, biting my shit. I rock with you. It's all good. Who do I got in the chat though, man? Anybody in the chat? Let me shout you out. Go ahead and say your city, where you're from. If you have any businesses, go ahead and drop your links in the chat so people know what you do. You know, if you model, if you rap, you know what I mean? You life coach, you sell basketball cards, whatever you do, go ahead and say where you're from. Go ahead and drop your links in the chat so I can acknowledge you, so I can, see who's out there because I can't do this without you pulling up, you know? Shout out to Blevins. Blevins? Blevins. Cynthia Blevins. Hey, how you doing, love? Shout out to Seattle. We got NYC in the building. Okay. Let me see. Who else we got out here? We got New Jersey in the building. All right. We got fashion designer from London. That's what's up. That's what's up. Next time I open my line up, hit me so I can hear you accent. So I can hear your accent. I want to hear you say bloody. Who else we got out here? We got Boston. What's happening? Star. Car. Boston in the building. We got Houston in the building. We got Philly in the building. ATL is in the building. What's up, y'all? We got a smorgasbord right now. That's what's up. West Palm in the building. Everybody out there, I want to tell you, you got a great, 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 great build today. You know what we do over here. Today, we are talking about how to boil a frog. That's right. Or you are the boiling frog. Let's correct that. I'm going to show you how you are the boiling frog. We're going to talk about reimagining and then unlearning. Or we have to unlearn, then reimagine. We're going to talk about how to use technology to love each other better. Use technology for us to love each other better, right? Our conversation today is 9 secrets to healthy relationships in a futuristic world. 9 secrets to healthy relationships in a futuristic world. Did you know we was in the future? Did you get the memo? I'm sure you hear everybody talking about tradition so much and the 60s so much and back in the day so much. See, we call them pyramid heads over here. Always talking about back in the day. Because you know, back in the day, man, because you know, in the 50s, we don't talk about none of that over here. The only time we reach back and we bring something from the past is to use it from a teachable moment, but we like to look at natural law and the occult and esoteric things from the past, right? And then we bring it to the future, but if we can't use those things, then we let it go. So those are pyramid heads. Pyramid heads don't deal with the future. They always go back in the day because back in the day is where their last win was, right? So we are in the future. When you used to watch the Jetsons, when you watch Back to the Future and you see Marty McFly and you used to add up your age with the year, like, oh snap, man, in 1999, I'm gonna be this age. And in 2015, I'm gonna be this age. I know I wasn't the only one, but I want to tell you, it happened. And you're in the future. And the reason why many modern relationships are not working or they're failing is because the structure of the relationship is outdated and it doesn't work. It doesn't plug in well to the new world. And the reason why it doesn't plug in well to the new world is because the people in the relationship don't realize that the future happened. Okay? Right? Does anyone know who this man is? He's an important man and he has an effect on your life whether you know it or not. He takes 100 supplements a day, every single day. He is more important than any dating coach. He's more important than any pastor. He's probably one of the most important minds on the planet. Does anyone know who he is? You want to take a stab at it? Who is this person that I'm saying takes 100 supplements a day? Who is this person that I'm saying they are more important than any dating coach, any pastor, any influencer, anybody in civil rights? No, this person's mind has an effect on you and I, whether we know it or not. I'll show you him again. Do you know who this man is? See, we got some geniuses in the building. Shout out to Nissa C on the check-in. See, we got some great minds in the building. And I like to shout out Coin Game because what other platform is a woman gonna know who this is? This is a big deal. Only at Coin Game is a woman gonna know who this dude is. Okay? His name is Ray Kurzweil. He is a futurist. And he has an effect on my life and your life. You see, Ray makes predictions. Okay? Ray studies trends and he makes predictions on how tomorrow is going to be. And he's very precise in his predictions, right? And when Ray makes a prediction, smart people around the world listen, right? When Ray makes a prediction, his predictions don't look like your relationship model. The way y'all go about relationships, a futurist who's regarded as one of the greatest minds on the planet, when he talks about how humans are going to look in the future, it does not look how you set your relationships up. Many of you set your relationships up from a perspective or a world that does not exist no more. I need to hammer that home to you. What you remember about the world, number one, is pre-COVID. Number two is Pisces. We are in Aquarius or sliding into Aquarius, where in each age brings different characteristics. The reason why many of you are attracted to the podcast and the influencers that you're attracted to is because they give you a nostalgic feel. They make you feel like you're not losing your mind because their conversation is on a feedback loop. It's the same thing over and over, and you find comfort in it. The problem with that is, though, fam, is that the minds that are shaping tomorrow, your relationship dynamic does not plug into the future. It plugs into the past. And that's what makes you a pyramid head. That's what makes you a back in the day head. But I want to upgrade you. See, Ray, he wrote a book some years back called The Singularity is Near. What is singularity? It's a word you should get used to, right? Because the dangerous thing about the reticular activating system, that filter in our brain that leans into confirmation bias, there's conversations going on in the world that you don't know about. You know how you'll hear people on social media say, you don't never see another race do this, or you never hear another race of woman say this, or another race of woman say that. But how would you know, though? You have a reticular activating system that is only going to feed you your confirmation bias. You're not privy to other conversations. So if you're not privy to people's relationship conversations, you're damn sure not privy to conversations that are talking about singularity. But it's a conversation that is going on every single day. See, Ray wrote a book called The Singularity is Near. But what is the singularity? Now, I want to tell you something, that no matter how hard you pray or no matter how hard you campaign, you can't stop technology. We have never went backwards when we have made technological boosts. Since the internet has been turned on in your life, it has never been turned off. Ever. And it won't be turned off. Many people are praying that for an apocalyptic moment in time, that the internet goes off and no more social media pages and Google doesn't work, because people need an identity and their identity does not fit well into the new world. So they need a dystopian future because they have no future. So it's best for the system to just collapse. But what is singularity? What is a singularity? By 2030, the singularity will arrive when we multiply our effective intelligence and a billionfold by emerging with the intelligence we created. Basically, we will merge with technology. But some of y'all say, Ken, that's not a good look. But you're doing it right now. You are merged with your phone. Your phone recommends videos for you. Your phone finishes sentences for you. Your phone remembers numbers that you can't remember. Your phone gives you directions. Your phone, based on algorithms, grabs data from the world that it thinks you want to listen to. You are already hooked up to artificial intelligence, but the singularity is different. Our mind will be in line with the technology. And then you're going to have a have and have nots dynamic and structure like you've never seen before. There are people that are going to merge with technology, and then there are people that's not going to have access to the technology. You kind of see this happening with net neutrality. There's some websites or there's some internet speeds that are not privy to everybody. So if I have access to new input and new data and you don't, you are behind the eight ball. And if I have children based on the fact that I have access to data and input and you don't, my bloodline is going to evolve differently than yours. And I am going to put this on the wood. There is no most high you can pray to that is going to stop this technology. No Bible, no Quran, no Joseph Smith, no Mormon, no Buddha, nothing. You can't stop this. You can't pray this away. What I'm talking about is not belief. What I'm talking about is not fantasy. Right? Now, what does a relationship look like in singularity? What does the relationship look like if we merge with technology? Wouldn't we have to redefine what a man is and redefine what a woman is, and what people were in the 50s and the 40s in the 18th century is not even gonna matter. Ray and his colleagues are talking about singularity right now. The reason why you don't know and your friends in your peer group are not having this conversation is because you are the boiling frog. The boiling frog? What? Yeah, the boiling frog. You, sis, no matter your soft life, beloved, no matter your bangs, no matter your BBL, you are a boiling frog. You, sir, no matter your bends, no matter your haircut, no matter your waves and your braids and your loft downtown, you are a boiling frog. But what is a boiling frog? The boiling frog is a fable describing a frog being slowly boiled alive. The premise is that if a frog is put suddenly into boiling water, it will jump out. But if the frog is put in tepid water, which is then brought to a boil slowly, it will not perceive the danger and it will be cooked to death. Basically, if the water is boiling, you throw the frog in, the frog will jump out. However, if you put the frog in the water and turn the temperature up, it won't even realize that it's being boiled to death. You are the boiling frog. Let me tell you how I was a boiling frog. Let me show you, because this has an effect on relationships. Are y'all with me? When you leave here today, I need you not to be a boiling frog. Okay? You got me? If you don't want to be a boiling frog, press 1. Press 7, matter of fact. 7 is our good number over here. If you don't want to be a boiling frog, if you don't want to be in the pot, being boiled alive while the world is happening, press 7. I'm going to show you how I was a boiling frog. And I didn't know what was going on because I was in the pot. I'm going to show you my age right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing right here is called a cassette tape. Yeah. Yeah. I come from another world. Yeah. Yeah. This is called a cassette tape. Believe it or not, music used to go on this thing. Yeah. Yeah. I used to listen to music on this. Now what you're looking at is a fossil, okay? From a world and a time that has been long gone. My first cassette tape was MC Hammer Gaining Momentum. And I played it, and I played it, and I played it. Gaining momentum, gaining momentum. Yeah, I used to listen to music on this thing right here. This weird object, this rectangle thing with two circles in the middle. Yeah. I used to listen to music on here, right? And the way that I used to listen to music, I used to put it in this thing right here. No, I'm showing my age. I don't have no grades or nothing, but I'm not making this up. I promise you. See, this is the boiling frog shit that I'm talking about. Listen, this ancient thing right here used to have music on it, believe it or not. And I used to put this this fossil into this device right here, and it had a play button on there. Yeah. Yeah. So you put the tape in here and you press play. Yeah, man. Yeah. This is the world I come from. Right? Okay. So for the people in the back, let me slow it down for you, right? This right here played music, right? I used to put the music in this right here. You understand? But then if you didn't want to use this thing, I'm going to show you something that is so ancient, right? It's going to blow your mind when I show you that this hunk of junk used to play music, and it is responsible for bringing neighborhoods together. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called a boombox. Yeah. So this right here was for personal consumption. This right here, though, this brought neighborhoods together. Okay? So let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something that your might not know. Right? So there was a time where people walk around with cardboard boxes, right? Right? Do you know what the cardboard boxes was for? This is the world I come from, right? So you have this ancient device right here. It's called a boom box, right? And there was people that would walk around with cardboard. Does anybody know what the cardboard was for? Do I have anybody that's my age? You know, I just want to see something. There was people that would walk around and you would think they was about to fight, but they're not about to fight. They're about to duel in another way. Do you know how? They will walk around with this cardboard, but do you know what they would do with the cardboard though? Anybody? See, technology changes the relationships we have with each other because many people have no idea what people did with the cardboard. It doesn't even exist no more. But people walked around with the cardboard for breakdancing battles. Right? Technology changes the way we interact with each other without us even knowing it. So this device right here would bring a neighborhood together. And then it would also fuel people having breakdancing battles. So now this is gone, the cardboard is gone, and you don't see people doing the break, doing all that shit, doing the rerun, and you don't see that. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see that no more. Technology changed. Huh. Pay attention to where I'm going. Because technology has changed the way you interact with men, sis, and technology has changed the way you interact with women, sis. But the dangerous thing that y'all are doing is y'all not leaning into the technology. Y'all are acting like your eyes is lying to you. Y'all are having outdated conversations when the technology has changed your makeup. Okay? Just like the boombox once brought bodies together and people was battling, rapping and freestyling and people was tagging up trains. Doesn't exist no more. So now it changed the relationship, right? But you know what though? It if for you to understand the boombox, Radio Raheem. The boombox was a real deal technological advancement in this area. It changed the ecosystem. You can hear somebody coming from way down the street. Right? You can hear somebody coming from way down the street. You see? Radio Raheem. That's a real character. In New York and Boston and Chicago, all around American ghettos, somebody was carrying the boombox, playing that shit. And then every now and then, this would happen. You see, I come from this world, right? I come from this world. But I, like many others, were boiling frogs. We didn't actually understand what was happening. Now, what is a boiling frog again? The boiling frog is a fable describing a frog being slowly boiled alive. The premise is that if a frog is put suddenly into boiling water, it will jump out. But if the frog is put in tepid water, which is then brought to a boil slowly, it will not perceive the danger and it will be cooked to death. Shades, hold on, I gotta take my glasses off. Shades turns night astrology. Appreciate you, love, for the $4.99. Couldn't see that. I appreciate you, love. Boiling frog. Keep that in your mind, right? Because I didn't know that things were changing because I'm in the pot and the water is being slowly turned up. And the technology is changing, but I'm not. Right? And now I have to play catch up. See, I didn't even realize that things changed. I bought this CD when I was 16. I didn't even realize that I wasn't playing tapes anymore. I don't care what nobody says. It's one of the greatest R&B albums of all time. Okay? I don't care what no one says, right? But I didn't know that this was technology. And I didn't realize things were changing because I was the boiling frog. I just went to Virgin Megastore, right? If you in the Bay, you had Rasputin's, right? Or FYE. And if you was a square, you brought your shit from Walmart and your CDs didn't have no cusses. See, I ain't listen. I ain't listening to no music with the cussing, without cussing. I need cussing in my music, right? So that's why we different. Some of y'all got y'all music from Walmart, and it was the edited version. But I didn't understand that the game was changing. I bought this album, right? And I used to sing to the girls. You know what I'm saying? I was 16. I used to sing. You know what I mean? Love someone, just don't treat them bad. Know how I feel so sad. Where I wanna be. Yeah, I was what? Tuh. This whole album. Shorty got her eyes on me. If you ain't never heard this album, you tripping. Got the joint with Left Eye. You know what's up. Gotta know what's up. Yeah, I was singing. But I didn't know that the technology was changing. You see, because ladies and gentlemen, what you do with this, you put it on this contraption right here. Right? Now I know all this stuff looks funny. But I'm telling you that I had a relationship with music that was changing and I didn't know it. But my relationship with music wasn't just changing. My relationship with women was changing too. I didn't know it. So follow along, right? Because I was the boiling frog. So I didn't know that things were changing. My relationship with music was changing, but I didn't know that it was also changing the way that I would engage with women because women were also listening to this too and having a relationship with the music too. And it was also changing for them. So how they looked at boys also was changing. But none of us knew it because we was in the pot while the fire was on. All this technology was just coming our way, but we didn't actually know what it was. See, we didn't know a person like Ray Kurzweil, who was a futurist, who could tell us how to use the technology that is going to be released to you in 5 years. See, I knew rappers and drug dealers and entertainers and basketball players. I didn't know people that were futurists. I didn't know there was conversations and forums and think tanks about how the world is going to look 25 years from now, and the people that are talking are 70% accurate in their prediction. I didn't know that. So to my surprise, how do you think I felt when this happened to me? Yo, man, I was minding my business one day. I promise you. I'm on AOL, right? And then, now let me tell you something about me and AOL. I was an AOL Mac. Macaroni with the cheese. You know, I had fly names like Jigged Out Fella. I had cool ass names, Perfect Hubby, that girls would, you know. This was the original sliding in somebody's DMs. Age, sex, location. Do you got to pick? Right? So I was chilling. And I can't remember how, but I got in a chat room and links were being posted for music. I didn't know what the hell download was. I had no clue. But I remember I downloaded Nas' Godson album and I lost my mind. I could not believe that I had music on my computer that did not come out yet. I went crazy. DJ Clue tapes, R&B, I mean, you name it. Now, I was a person that always paid for music. I would cut class because the album came out and I would go get it. In my school, people skipped school for Jordans and music. So, to my surprise, do you have, again, this is a relationship that I'm having right now, right? See, I'm going to explain to you how it changed the relationship with women. right? But I'm young. I'm on the computer. I'm in AOL. I'm in the chat rooms. Thugged out shorties. You know what I'm saying? Light skinned girls for dark skinned men. Short guys for tall women. I'm in all the damn all the chat rooms, right? It was ill because the chat rooms allowed you to chop it up with people from all over the country. The world was shrinking, and I didn't realize it, right? So when I was rocking with Napster, I didn't see what was coming down the pipe, y'all. You know, it looked like this. I was tying up the phone line, people couldn't even get through. So I didn't predict what was gonna come down the pipe because I was the boiling frog. So I had no clue. Let me tell you something. I never had access to porn like I had access to it when I got LimeWire. I was introduced to Jada Fox, Cherokee, Obsession, Pinky, Havana Ginger. My life changed after this. I could not believe all the smut that I can download. I lost my mind. And I began to relate to these porn actors as if I knew them. Oh yeah, that's Mr. Marcus right there. He wear the hat though. And I promise you, I had never heard no one talk like Wesley Pipes. When I heard him, I'm like, yo, this dude is crazy. Yeah, you like that. Yeah. I understand. My relationship with media is changing. I didn't know about this. I only had seen adult movies on the DVD players. But I didn't know you can download it. And now I'm in a symbiotic relationship with these characters like I know them. Oh, that's Cherokee. She's a Sagittarius, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, who's this dude that looked like Louis Banks? It was Brian Pumper. He in the videos doing all this, doing a pumper dance. But listen, man, I really did this. You know what I mean? I'm trying to watch the movie Brian Pumper trying to rap. I'm like, dog, get out of the film, fam. He spitting bars. He doing all this and shit. Fake jewelry. Yeah. Right? This how it looked when you was downloading your LimeWire. Yo, this is 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Can you believe that? This is over 20 years ago that I'm talking about. So, I don't know how to use this technology because I don't know what's going on. I know nothing about Silicon Valley, right? I don't know that this technology is changing the landscape of things. Remember, I'm the boiling frog. I'm in the water as it's heating up. So I don't know what's going on. My music has changed. The way that I'm looking at film has changed. All from a computer, right? Now, I'm not even going to get into Black Planet or anything, how that began to change how you meet people, right? But I'm just talking about the music and the media because that changed my relationship with women. And then this happened. So I can download the music, right? And kind of like a Walkman and kind of like a cassette tape player, the iPod and the MP3 player allowed you the same experience that the CD player and the tape player gave you. But the difference is It can go on for hours. It got to 1,000 songs, and you can categorize the music. Understand, if you had an iPod at a specific time, do you understand was damn near like a Birkin bag? There were people in this country that didn't know what the hell an iPod was. I didn't even know it until I came to the West Coast. And I'm like, yo, what's that? I'm like, yo, what is that right there? Oh, yeah, I'm playing music. I'm like, yo, what? Mind blown. Why? The boiling frog. Now, parallel to this music changing, I'm having interesting relationship with women as I'm aging. They're more sexually fluid and with it, right? There was no more, I gotta be your boyfriend for us to get down. Women were changing too, right? Women were calling me, asking me, hey, what's up with the D? What? Things was changing. See, you gotta understand, when I was in 7th grade, there was a term called chicken head. That even if a girl gave oral in the 7th grade, right, back then, 96, 97, 98, it was the worst thing ever. Even if you were going with him, right? They called you a chicken head. But by the time I was 18, all that was done. There was a more aggressive nature to women. What changed? How we receive media changed. The technology wasn't just changing me, it was changing my female counterparts too. They had iPods, they had Walkmans, they was on Napster, they had LimeWire, they're watching Booty Talks, they're watching Justin Slayer. So even though I'm having a crazy experience on my own, women are too. That's why your conversations about modern woman this, modern woman that, it's a dumb convo. Because if women are 40, 45, the last 20 years, they've been dealing with technology. What do you mean? Like, this has been in their hands. Not to mention Nintendo, Sega. Not to mention Game Boy. All of this has had an effect on us, and it has changed our relationships. The problem is we didn't know it because we're the boiling frog in the pot while the water is baking us. And we don't know that the technology is changing. Right? So you have the iPod, then you have the MP3 player, and then fast forward to now music is being streamed. Yo, I just walked you through my relationship with music from here, right? No, from here to here to here to here. This is a real relationship right here. To here to here. CDs now, CD player, Napster, right? Look at this relationship. This is a real relationship, right? And then I get here. Now my music is streamed. This is a real relationship. Right? Do you understand? I'm not only changing, but women are changing too. I was forever different, but I didn't know it. So, something had to happen. I had to begin to unlearn and then relearn. That's how I'm here today. That's how I know how to have effective relationships with women today. Because technology happened to me. So our relationships with each other can never be like they were in 1950 because it's not that time. So in order to have an effective relationship with the opposite sex or same, whatever you're into, you have to unlearn and then reimagine the individual now. So one of the things that I had to unlearn was the nuclear family, mommy, daddy, and children. I had to unlearn that. Do you know why? Because it's not effective in the future. Do you know what is effective? Community relationships, tribal relationships, where it just can't be me taking care of children. It just can't be a woman taking care of children. We need help. Other people need help. It just can't be us all the way over here, just us two, so away from the world, trying to build something. We need a tribe. I had to unlearn that. A nuclear family doesn't plug into the future. It doesn't work. Your purchasing power is going to tell you this right now. I promise you, as we move forward in the future, everything men and women said they will never do, I guarantee you do. I bet you do. I I promise you, a lot of the things these are my boundaries. I guarantee your boundaries are going to become more flexible in your relationship dynamics as we move forward. You feel a little more pinch on that dollar and that inflation? Oh, you'll change. You might you're going to upgrade your mind for the future for a win. In the mafia, right? For you so you can get made, they prick your finger and you take an oath. Now, when I say community, I'm not talking about skin tone. I'm not talking about random individuals. I'm talking about hand-picked people that you bring into your life, and these are your life partners. And y'all rock this thing out. I'm not talking about random individuals. When I say community, look at the word common unity. We have things in common that we unite around. These children, we have that in common. Wins, how you want to win, how I want to win, we have that in common. You want to get 1 million, I want to get 1 million. We have that in common. Hands off policy when it comes to these babies, you and I have that in common. We have common unity. How you see the world, how you show up in the world, and then we have things that we can also unite around regarding the shadow part of us that bonds us together. So I'm talking about consensual tribalism, not tribalism based on because we live in the same area. Consensual tribalism, tribalism based on mutual agreement. Tribalism based on you're going the same direction as me, not because of skin tone. That can be infiltrated very easy because it's based on vanity. Oh, I want to be around people that look like me. That's vanity. It doesn't even mean nothing. It can't even turn into nothing tangible because you don't even know me. Only thing you're looking at is my face. And because my skin is brown, you call me your brother, but you don't even know my behavior. How you gonna call me your brother? How you gonna call her your sister and you don't even know what the shadow part of them looks like? So in the futuristic world, you know who you're calling your brother and you know who you're calling your sister because you have seen the most vulnerable part of them. You have seen their shadow. Now I keep saying that word and there's people that understand what I mean. I won't go into it right now because it's daytime. But the shadow, yeah. So I had to unlearn this because this was an education. We were socialized to have family dynamics this way. Mommy, daddy, kids. We were told to do that. But when you look in nature, you see nature has different structures. You see herd animals. You see tribes of animals that are already together. So I had to unlearn so I can reimagine. And a futuristic relationship that makes sense for tomorrow is to have group relationships. Now, y'all have to design the inner workings of that. I'm just talking about the skeleton, but you have to date and marry as groups of people, not as solo people coming together trying to build a family as if this is the year 1700. It will not work. And all you have to do is keep on watching. One thing about me that's important to me is to be historically right. Many people will see things going on in the world and pretend it's not that. And I'm telling you this, men and women, as we move forward, everybody's going to settle. Everybody's going to settle. Remember I said that. I ain't doing this and I. Everybody's going to settle. You're going to settle so you can have a better quality of life. Right? You're going to settle in your preferences so you can have a better quality of life. Just remember I said that. Okay? So I had to unlearn that and then reimagine what relationships look like. I also had to unlearn. You see this trash? You see this hoarding? I also had to unlearn and get my mind out of analog. I had to become more minimalist in my movement. It's not about hoarding. What it is about is using the cloud and external hard drives. I have an external hard drive right here. It's 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte is 1,000 gigs, right? My my passport is on here. My birth certificate is on here. My personal information is on here. You know why? Because in the future, you travel light. In the past, we hoarded things. We thought in terms of 30-year mortgage. You're going to get a house and live here for 30 years. COVID taught you that you got to be able to move, right? So I don't hoard. I have to move around. So all things that are important, I have them on hard drives and I'm able to grab them and then I'm able to put them in my bag, right? All you need anywhere is Wi-Fi, y'all. So you should have a copy of your passport. You should have a copy of your most serious documents, family documents, wills, life insurance. Everything needs to be in a place where you can grab it and upload it anywhere in the world. See, I had to unlearn. I had to unlearn the ideal of nuclear family, 30-year mortgage. We're going to be here for 50 years. And you had to be more nomadic. Be a digital nomad with structure. You know what I'm saying? This also bleeds into relationships. Right? So I had to go from analog to digital. Right? Because I'm being affected by the technology. But one of the most important things I had to unlearn and then reimagine, right, was I had to unlearn Abrahamic religions. I had to reimagine the world. See, because in analog Abrahamic religions kept me away from nature. It kept me away from science. It made everything spooky. I couldn't be curious about the world. But when I unplugged from Abrahamic religions, it began to help me reimagine the most important thing, to reimagine what a woman is in a digital world, not in a Paleolithic world, in a Neolithic world, in a colonial world. I had to unlearn and then reimagine what a woman is now. And I want to share 9 secrets to a healthy relationship in a futuristic world. I want to share how I approach modern relationships. If I can share that with y'all, go ahead and press 7 in the chat. Because remember, I was a boiling frog. Many of you was the boiling frog in the pot with things changing. And the difficulties that you're having in your relationship is because you are that boiling frog. Things have changed, right? The world has changed, but you are trying to have the same relationship. For what? So I want to share with you 9 secrets to a healthy relationship. When you unplug from certain things and you unlearn and then you reimagine. So women, you have to reimagine men. Men, you have to reimagine women. You can't just make this thing static. Women this, men this. No, women, you have to run a man through a digital filter. What does a digital man look like? And men, you have to do the same with women. What does a digital woman look like? Not traditional. You're not built for the new world. But you have an option. You can see the world how you see it. But just remember, there were people that came to warn you that your perspective, it does not equal a win. It feels good. It's a good ego boost, but that's it. So press 7 if you want me to share these 9 relationship secrets for a healthy dynamic in a futuristic world. These are my 9 that I'm going to share with you, and this is how I approach our relationships in a futuristic world, because now I'm a frog that jumped out of the water that I realized that I was in. Number 9. This is the 9th secret to a healthy relationship in a futuristic world. You must remove the need and elevate the want. You must remove the need and elevate the want. A man must remove the need of a woman cooking for him. You must remove the need of a woman washing clothes. You must remove the need of a woman uplifting you and nurturing you. You must remove the need and elevate the want. When you elevate the want, you're going to see her differently and the energy is going to be dope. But if you need her to wash your clothes and you need her to cook for you and you need her to do things, you're never going to look at her in an erotic way. This is why a lot of married men open up to sex workers. The reason why is because he doesn't need the sex worker to do anything but be in the production. Elevate the want, right? So if she does make food for you or she does certain things, it's not because you need it. It's because that may be just her love language, just to do those kind of things. But you don't need it. You will get in the kitchen and bust some suds with her. You will wipe the countertops with her. I don't know if y'all paying attention. You know, they talk about divorce statistics and act like many modern women are just divorcing men for nothing. Part of the reason is because a lot of dudes don't do shit in the house. Nothing. So I want to let y'all know that is a very hard thing to do with your brain when you women work, you have children, then you need her to do domestic things, and you need her to be a filthy slur at the same time, that is very, very, very difficult because you have to click your brain so many different places of, okay, I'm cleaning, then you got the babies. Just trying to remain sexy and raising small children is hard enough. Remove the need, elevate the want. Ladies, you must remove the need for a man to provide and protect for you. I don't know why you think that's the natural state of a guy. It's not. That's not the natural state of the guy. That is a conditioned state. Now, what you must elevate is provide what? Your ass can work. Over here at Coin Gang, we're some grinders. Now, if your dude is a millionaire and he's up, you still got to do some work. You better be witchy. If that man coughs, he never should go to the hospital. His diet, if he's a million, he should have a flat stomach. You must remove the need of this heroic archetype of a man coming to save you. You could get your own pistol. That dynamic that men and women have towards each other is not going to be effective for the future. Remove the need, elevate the want. When you elevate the want in a person, you elevate the desire. If you're asking, how did your relationship fizzle? You don't know why y'all can't stand each other because it's the needs. It's the needs y'all have with each other. Let me tell you something. It is hard to show up for someone's needs all the time. It's an obligation. I need dudes to look at it from a woman's perspective. Men need sex, right? This is what they say. I want you to look at it from a woman's perspective. A lot of times you're laying down with your lady when she don't want to. Because she knows you need it. And she don't want you going to get it for somewhere else. So she's giving you obligation sex. Wifey sex, girlfriend sex. It don't hit the same as she desires you. She is in the mood for that. So you remove the need. You don't have a need for her to do that. And when you remove the need, it's going to activate her to want to do that. That's my ninth secret. Remove the need. When you remove the need, you elevate the want. You elevate the desire. I need a protector and get your own gun. The average dude can't fight though. So what is he protecting you from? And providing what? If most people in America are average, right? Then outside of a one percenter, whatever the dude is providing, you could get that yourself. See, when you come to the table with your own shit too, it's same. It goes a little bit different. It ain't no dictatorship. But as long as somebody got some money on you, right? You riding for free, you don't put up no bread. Yeah, it's only. I wouldn't put myself in that situation. I need my own bread. I need my own car. I need my own, right? Because I just know humans. And I don't even want to put someone I love in a position to have that kind of power over me. So that's number 9. Y'all with me? Number 8. Always be a student. Always be a student in your relationships. Your relationship with your man, your relationship with your woman, if you same sex, whatever your thing is, your relationship with them should be like school. Every day you're learning something, not just about them, but you allow them to teach you things. Always be a student in your relationship. Always have curiosity. Share books with each other. Go book shopping. Watch documentaries. Take walks. Ask each other questions about their opinions about the world. And if you see that they have a blind spot, don't belittle them because you might know more than them in regards to one thing. Don't call them dumb. Don't call them stupid, right? If they give an answer and you don't think it's the most intelligent answer, don't frown your face up and do none of that. Be patient. Because remember, there's somebody that knows shit that you don't know. So you always show up as a student every day in your relationship. Show up with your cup half empty to allow them to come to the relationship with newness. This is what you're going to have to do if you want to be with somebody long term in the future, not in the 90s, not in the 70s, right? You're going to have to turn your intellectual on. In the future, two highly sexual individuals, if y'all are really compatible in that area, y'all are going to also have to be uh, nerd partners. Always be a student. And when you're structuring your relationship, make that commitment to each other that you're always going to show up ready to learn. And you are eager to allow them to teach you. One thing I don't hear when people break up with an ex, I never hear no one say, yo, they taught me so much. I think a lot of modern relationships, period, are dense as hell. Like, uninteresting. Like, really uninteresting relationships. You know what I mean? That's number 8. Number 7 in the secrets to healthy relationship in a futuristic world. Love the humanity. This is important. Love the person's humanity. Their humanity is not their makeup. Their humanity is not their job. Their humanity is not what they can do for you. Their humanity is not their car. Their humanity is the real self beyond the makeup. Their humanity is beyond their representative. It's mask off. You should be able to see a woman with no wig on, with no makeup on. You should be able to see a man when he's super vulnerable and doesn't have the answers. And he ain't trying to alpha his way through. And he just tells you, love, I don't know what to do right now. You should be able to share secrets with each other. No judgment. Love the humanity in the person, not their social media following. See, when y'all say, yeah, a man gotta be 6 figures, a woman gotta be feminine, fit, friend, oh, that's a production, yo. Y'all have no regard for the human that is making the 6 figures or the human that is feminine, fit, friend. That's a human first. And what happens when they get tired? What happens when they have burnout? Because you need them to show up in the production. What happens? Anybody? Love their humanity. Okay? Number 6. Demand dangerous honesty. This is a tough one. because people's ego must be in check for this. I'm talking the type of honesty where at the moment, if you're not their best sexual partner, they can say it. I'm talking that honesty. If you ask them a question, they will give you dangerous honesty. And you're not tripping off your ego being bruised. I'm talking so honest that if you're a dude, you might not be the biggest guy that she's ever had. And it's okay. And you're not just going crazy that you just don't dominate her entire world. I'm talking that kind of honesty with your partner. But your ego has to be in check. I'm talking dangerous honesty. Love, man, I was out today. I seen a very attractive person. And I just was thinking about stuff. Not saying that I'm going to do anything. I just wanted to share that. And you know why that's important? Because you need to know what was attractive about them to see if you can mirror it. Was it, oh, your lady and she seen a dude and he got a six pack, but you don't got no six pack? What is she not human no more? She's supposed to act like that doesn't turn her on. See, if you find out the details, then you can be it. And she'll tell you. And your ego isn't bruised. Or you with your lady and you're trying to explain to her, you know, I think we're getting a little too rigid and predictable in our sex life. You know, I would like to try this. I would like to do this. These are some of the things I like. I'm talking about dangerous honesty. Yo, y'all, yeah, y'all. I think humans are crazy. You mean to tell me you will marry somebody and be in a long term relationship with somebody and you don't know their body count? The truth? Like you don't even feel comfortable asking and they don't even feel comfortable telling you. So you're riding in a car with a stranger in the future. But see, the type of relationships I'm talking about, you can put that on the table and it doesn't bother the person. They I'm talking about when you rock with somebody so tough that their truth, y'all solid. What y'all know about that? What you know about rocking with somebody so tough that all the shit that you're hiding from your individual, you can tell them. You know how free you would feel showing you, like you can show up as yourself and a person receive you. See, this is what the technology did to me. It opened my mind up for the possibilities. When I was dealing with the music that I was showing you and I was having a relationship with media, my life was changing and I didn't know it. I was the boiling frog. There was possibilities on the table and I didn't recognize it. I didn't see it. Huh. You are really with people that don't know you. And you're comfortable with them not knowing you. You know why? Because you need them. So if you're a woman, you need this man to think a certain type of way about you. Right? So he keep protecting and providing. So you have to show up in that production because you don't want to lose that. Damn, love, you live in a prison. Your dude don't even know you, but because you don't got no grind and you don't got no hustle and you don't got your own, you need him to think a certain way about you. Eventually, you gonna run out of gas, right? I'm telling you what's gonna happen to you. You're gonna be tired of trying not to break character. because you need this man's money and you need his stability and you need his ego to feel a certain kind of way, so you can't tell him the truth about who you really are. You're going to run out of gas, beloved. You're going to be super tired. It's going to hit you one day like, yo, I just can't do this no more. Demand dangerous honesty. Trigger through it. Number 5, no ownership, free love. What does that mean? Vagina's not mine. A woman that I'm dealing with has the right, as a human being, to decide how she wants to be with me. I can agree or not, but I'm not going to coerce her, or I'm not going to lay down, yeah, you mine, and none of that, right? Be here because you want to be here, and if there's a moment where you don't want to be here, I understand. Life happens. Free love, though. Free love means you show love regardless, and it's not conditional because you're mad at somebody, so you don't do the shit that you normally do. So you punishing them because you upset about some conversation y'all had three days ago and you're triggered. No ownership, free love. I know that is a difficult thing for many people to look at their partner like that. You don't own them. That is not your man. He's a man that happens to spend time with you, that happens to be with you. That is not your woman. She's a woman that happens to spend time with you, that happens to be with you. What is it about your psychology that you need to make this person yours? It's a control thing. It's a dopamine to have power over somebody, to be all in somebody's phone. Y'all don't feel weird by that? Like, you're okay with going through someone's shit? That's what a relationship is to you? You rob them of the ability to choose? So y'all can't just y'all have no brutal honesty, because if you have to go through that phone, that means they can't tell you the truth. And another thing is, you probably don't want to know it. No ownership. Let them tell you, hey babe, can you get my phone? Go in a number. My password is this. I need you to get a number. Allow them to do that. And I already feel the energy. What I'm saying is so foreign to people. Oh hell no, I can't do it. I know. You an analog person, how you have relationships. You need the woman. You need the man. And that comes with the need. Because let me tell you that. Let me check this out. When a woman stay dangerous, when a man stay dangerous, you ain't going through that phone, because you know they can leave. See, you don't do that when a person has the option to leave. Y'all get people in a position to where they can't leave, and then you start showing your ass. You don't do that when you're dating, because a person is stay dangerous. No ownership, yo. Free love. Have conversations. Keep it a buck. And if this is not a person that you can keep it a buck with, and if this is not a person that you can tell the truth to, and they receive the truth, then there's your answer right there. We're in the future. Number 5, write your own vows. Now, this is for people that get married and shit, right? I don't know why would everybody use the same vows when it's not, like, let me get this straight. So, you're marrying somebody and you're repeating an oath that you didn't write. For rich or for poor, through sickness and health, you didn't write that. How can you keep an oath to you, something you didn't create. That is supposed to be specific with them. Write your own vows, even if you're not getting married. Y'all agreement is y'all, yo, there is no wifey status or husband status. This shit is static, right? You have to write your own vows. You have to write the kind of man that you like, sis. Not the sisterhood, not your mama and them. Put it like this. If you found out nobody was looking at your relationship, for real, you would probably be with that dude over there if you found out nobody was looking. Your reasons, part of your not settling, has everything to do with what your girlfriends and your mom and them will think about you, not you. Part of you not settling, bro, is not even because of you. It's because of what the bros think. And moving forward the rest of this year and going forward in the future, I will and I pray that y'all release that bondage off of y'all, where y'all are dating and mating based on other people's eyes. You need that validation for y'all, for your people to give you those props. But what if you found out nobody was looking? What would you do? See? That's why you need your own money. That's why you need a leverage so you can make your life moves. And even if people on the outside, on the peripheral, want to switch up, they can't, because you got a trump card and everybody stays in line. But if you are picking a man, sis, based on what other women think about your relationship, you're a clown. If you're a dude and what you consider a baddie or an attractive woman is based on what other men think about that, you're a clown. Number 3, give something you can't get back. I'm going to make this one quick. You'll know if the relationship you're in is serious or not. Are you willing to give something you can't get back? Or do they only have a piece of you because your ex or the person you really wanted to be with have the rest? Are you willing or eager to give them something that you can't get back? Make it specific. Give that man something you never gave to no other man. That's for you to decide what that is. Give that woman something that you have never given another woman. That's for you to decide. Make it specific. Make it so vulnerable that you can't get it back. Number 2, relationship elasticity. What that means is your relationship is not concrete in terms of just because y'all did something last year don't mean you're going to do it this year. Your relationship has flexibility depending on what's going on in the world. 5 years ago was 5 years ago, right? A lot of us make the mistake when we're in a relationship because our relationship is not elastic. It doesn't stretch. It doesn't bend. It doesn't do anything. Like, we're talking about old gifts that we gave. In 2015, I paid your rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You constantly have to be changing. You constantly have to be doing more things. You constantly have to be showing your partner a new version of you. And the relationship, though, it changes depending on what time span you're in. Right? How is your relationship dynamic in every relation? How is your relationship dynamic the same for every president? Hmm? The presidency changes, but your relationship dynamic stays the same. The age changes, but your relationship dynamics change. Hell, y'all might have to do things based on a retrograde. Y'all might have to do things different based on full moons. But have relationship flexibility, please. And the last one, when it comes to now, that what I'm giving you is how I see the world, right? And the last one, when it comes to 9 secrets to a healthy relationship in a futuristic world, friendship comes first. You got to learn how to be each other's friends. That's the core of the relationship, yo. You don't have to love people to marry them. Marriage is an institution. You can skip over love. You can skip over friendship and just get married. You don't even have to like a person to get married, but you have to like somebody to be their friend. This deals with well-being, right? This deals with well-being, to be somebody's friend. You it may come times in a relationship where you say, "Hey, I need to talk to you as a friend. I don't need to talk to you as a husband or a wife. I need to talk to you as a friend." You need to be able for your pendulum to swing like that, for where even if you are sleeping with each other and the sex is wild and crazy, you can still have the emotional intelligence to be their friend, man. That's what's missing. Friendship. To see the real them, right? To want them to win, even if they win and it's not with you. Don't be the boiling frog, y'all. Don't be stuck in a pot and the water's boiling and this technology is changing everything, even the relationship dynamics, but you can't see it because you are caught up in a world trying to make things shake that don't exist. The technology has changed you. Walk into it. It's going to have a positive effect on your relationships and how you deal with people, but you're going to have to check your ego at the door, right? For the heads up, if you don't have my ebook, Dealings Over Feelings, you need that ASAP, because I'm cooking up another one. I took a break on my ebooks, but I'm back at it, and you can expect something on July 4th, and that is the 10 Laws of Accountability. So if you love the series that we did, the ebook is going to be crazy. I get a little more personal, and I tell you how the 10 Laws of Accountability how I used it in my personal life. So it's going to be some things that you don't know about me that you're going to find out about me in the ebook. And when you get Dealings Over Feelings 1, go ahead and get Dealings Over Feelings 2, right? Because they go together. And the cool thing about this series is Labor Day, I'm going to go back to back and we're going to have Dealings Over Feelings 3. And for those that don't know, I had wrote a dope ebook for the ladies called Ladies Night. So this is some game for the ladies to get their things together. And then I doubled up on it and wrote a book called The Whole Rules. So for the girls in the game, I gave you some whole rules to get your hoeing together, right? From a dude's perspective. Now all of it deals with personal development. And finally, if you like what you heard or you've been liking what you're hearing and you would like to book a session with me, you can. All you have to do is copy the QR code and put yourself on a calendar, and we will schedule a session for you. I'm not a life coach. I am a game coach. I'm a game enhancer. You know what I mean? I help your perspective. I help you see better from A to Z. Other people coach your life. I take your game and I elevate it and I help it. Or if you are 911, right down below is the accountability number. 888-565-8734, 888-565-8734. No matter the music that I was listening to, the way that I was listening to it, whether it was tape, right? You know, whether it was CD, whether I was downloading music on Napster, or whether I was streaming music, no matter how I had to unplug from Abrahamic religions, and even me seeing the nuclear family different, no matter what was going on, y'all, no matter, I was always a nigga with waves. Like, it didn't even matter. It did not matter, I promise you. I was always a nigga with waves. The worst time in my life was when my mama was laid up in the hospital dying. I just watched her decay. You know, it was crazy. And I was looking out the window and I seen planes in the sky. People was traveling. It was cars on the highway. People was traveling. People was on their phone. Just doing human things, you know. The worst period of my life, the world was moving. It didn't stop for your boy at all. She ended up dying and I was sitting right next to her. I seen the life leave my mama. The life leave my mama. I can't unsee that. Man, I ain't got no fear. What could you do to me? You think I care what you think? If I could see that, you think I care what you think? That's why I ain't got no problem telling you to pay like you weigh. Sock it to my pocket. I'm charging for my pain. You ain't gonna sit up here and take my game from my pain and run off and break bread with somebody else. Nah, you break bread with me. Respect the game. I ain't got no fear, so I don't care what you think. It's time for that 20 piece. This that $20 call to action, man. Pay like you weigh. I'm mashing for my ration.